So we're going to make a Faraday cage. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to just grab any old metal box or an ammo can, because it is a metal box, and use that as a Faraday cage. Now, the reason our ammo can works is because it's a solid metal enclosure. And once we modify it a bit, it's going to be electrically conductive over the entire surface of it. And that's the key here, is that we want this to be electrically conductive. The electromagnetic radiation cannot have any gaps to get through to actually get to the stuff inside of this. Now, ammo cans have a bit of an issue, and that's this green stuff that's all over it. The paint is going to affect how much conductivity we have. So that's our first problem. Our second problem is things like this, the hinge. Right, that's not, you can see the hinge. I mean, that's not a sealed area there, is it? And then our third problem, it's not that much of a problem for the way we're going to do it this time, but if you wanted to make this a Faraday cage you would get into and out of regularly, you'd have to modify this design, and I'll talk about that in a minute. The other problem is it's got a gasket. Now, for what I'm planning on showing you right now, this gasket is actually not a big deal because I'm intending this box to be sealed. You throw some stuff in here that you want to have after SHTF, and when the EMP hits and fries everything, then you open this box up. You don't touch it until then. You just have stuff in there that you want to have after a EMP attack. If you wanted a box that you can get in and out of, you'd have to take this gasket out, and what you would have to do is you'd have to take some kind of conductive material along the entire perimeter here. It would have to be electrically conductive to the lid, so you'd have to get rid of the paints underneath there. And you'd have to do the exact same with this whole surface right here. And it would have to be a very tight fit. There's a lot of ways you can do that. I'll just talk about it. I'm not going to show you how to do that because that's not the goal of this. The goal of this is to show you how to make a Faraday cage DIY, and then you can adapt this to any box you want. Like the principle remains the same. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out how we're going to get the electricity from the body to the lid and from the lid to the body, and vice versa and all that. So let's put this together, seal it up nice and good, and you'll see where this little gap is here. Now, an easy thing to do, and exactly what we're going to do, is we're going to use metal tape. Now with metal tape, I have found, as you can see, it's quite shiny on the outside here. I have found that this shininess has some kind of coating on it, and that's not superconductive to electricity. I don't know what the coating is, but I've used it in previous builds, and it doesn't like to conduct electricity. What you want is the underside. That side right there. That's your conductive side. So what we're going to do is we're essentially going to take some paint off all the way along there, all the way along here, both sides, and then from right here to there, and then the same thing right along there and along here, and just anywhere around here. Anywhere where we're going to be touching, we're going to take some paint off. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Second thing we're going to do, put that lid off, is we're going to line the entire inside of this with some kind of non-conductive material. It can be anything you want. It could be plastic, foam, whatever. What I like to use, what I use for all my ammo can Faraday cages, is cardboard. Doesn't take much. I like to double up the layers. It's thin Amazon box cardboard, but regular corrugated cardboard does not conduct electricity, and therefore it'll be a good insulator on the inside. It's also fairly soft, especially when you double it up, and also offer a little bit of protection to the stuff inside from when it's being banged around, stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna do, and that is basically the entire build of it up until we actually go ahead and put the tape on. So I will get all that done, and I will come back to the next video. I've now lined my Faraday cage here in cardboard, and then I taped the seams with some electrical tape. Total overkill, don't really need to do that. As long as it's insulated, it's going to be fine. The paint acts as an insulator as well. I just feel like if I tape the seams, I'm adding one more layer of protection. So what we're going to do is we're going to run a quick test on this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my phone and drop it in there, just like that. Then we're going to seal this thing up. First thing I gotta do, a little added insulation on the top. And we're just going to seal this thing up. Okay, so we're all bare metal all the way around. So all we're going to do is we're going to try to do this in one. It seems not to cooperate in the area. Push that. Do this in one strip if possible. So we're just going to wrap around the outside like that. A little bit of overlap, never hurt no one. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a point to start at. I'm just going to peel off the metal tape, trying to make sure I keep everything nice and intact, not tear it up like I'm doing right now. Okay. Then, what we want to do is we want to join the two bare pieces of metal. You want to be very careful when you're doing this. Make sure that you're actually getting that good electrical contact. So I'm just going to start this off here. Wrap that around. Oh, hang on, that didn't work. Try that again. This tape is quite fragile, so be aware of that. Don't press too hard. We just need contact. We don't need it to be snug as a bug on a rug or anything like that. Alright, there we go. Just like that. The key here is we want that contact on our bare metal. So that's what you're really going for. You want to have that nice and smooth all the way around, right where your bare metal is. Not any rips or gaps. Now, my goal was to get this in one piece, so that's not going to work. So let's take that off. So I know you can't see it. Wrapping around, all the way around. Even though you can't really do it all in one piece, you should at least try to do it in as few pieces as possible. So that's all the way around. One last bit on the hinge. And there we have Faraday cage. Theoretically, this thing should be completely sealed off from electromagnetic radiation. So we're just going to go ahead and give my phone a call. I'm on speakerphone. There we go.
So leave a message.
There's my voicemail. Went straight to voicemail because it cannot get the signal out.
You may hang up.
So we now know our Faraday cage protects against that level of electromagnetic radiation. Now, you can continue to do tests. You can throw radios and stuff in there, and if you got a way to like videotape the radio as it's in there and try to transmit, you can do stuff like that and see if it works. What you could do also is do it without the tape on. That way it's easier to open and close, and then if that works with the tape on, it's going to work even better. So that is a successful Faraday cage. In theory, should protect the cell phone that's in here from a electromagnetic pulse. Not that a cell phone is particularly useful after that, but it also protects your radios, battery banks, computers, solar panels, anything like that. So that is it. That is making a Faraday cage out of an ammo can.